Welcome to Flavors of Africa. I'm Doris Ufwebune.
And I'm Kevin Ufwebune. You're watching Canada's first African cooking show.
Yes, the aim of Flavors of Africa is to promote cultural unity. We believe that food is culture and that cultures that eat together stay together. Through food, we can appreciate diversity and promote cultural unity. To this end, our wonderful viewers, we invite you to celebrate the love of food with us.
Oh, you said it beautifully, and it's been such a journey for us here on Flavors of Africa over the past few years. And if you take a look back and how we were invited to be the first African television personalities and African chefs to host at the Calgary Stampede, which is the world's biggest outdoor show, it's been quite amazing. Who knew that, we would be able to take African food this far? It's been incredible.
It's amazing, like you said, and it's very interesting. And it seems like yesterday when, we started, I started with Global Cuisine.
That's right.
And, going to Rogers Television to do cooking segments. And from there, people started recognizing us. And then the city, one of the best cities here in Ottawa, was the first to invite me to come and cater to some dignitaries. And that's how it started. From there, we started cooking in Calgary. So it has been an amazing journey. But the interesting thing is that you don't hear about African cuisine.
No, you don't.
It's been pushed to the back burner.
Right.
And I remember when I first started, and somebody was asking me from Nigeria, and she said, "Oh, I heard that you're going to cater to this city." I said, "Yes." And she said, "Oh, what would you be cooking?" And then she said it in our language. And just to tell you how African food has been pushed to the back burner. That's because right. It's like, what are you
by
going
members
to
of
make?
Our own community
exactly.
As well. Yes.
And then she spoke in our language. She said, "Nne, kiki chozi sini, kekwifi jeke siling de mado, kiki jeke si in our darling." And then she says, "Is it abonosu?" I say, whatever I was making then, it was going to be great. And little did I know, the show, picked up.
That's right.
Going to Calgary and everybody recognizing us. And it has been an amazing journey. And then we use this opportunity to thank all our viewers because this is your show.
Exactly.
You guys made it happen. We couldn't have done it without you. So thank you guys. And thank you. And we hope you will continue to watch us, continue to follow us.
And I'm happy that we're also in a great position to inspire everybody else out there,
yes.
To empower youths. And it's a reminder that we're here today to remind you that Flavors of Africa is definitely a show for you. And to make sure that they understand that they come from a rich African history and to partake in, the festivities and the delicious food that we have here. It's totally amazing, and we're just so excited to be here.
Yes.
And I know that you're definitely, as an African woman, you're going to be able to reach your sisters as well.
Yes, thank you so much, because I say to all the women all over the world, this show is for you. Empowering women, telling women that they can be anything they want to be.
That's right.
There's no limit. You can climb any mountain. If I could come all the way from Africa, from Nigeria, and study this show, I'm telling you that you can be anything you want to be. To my wonderful African women, my sisters, thank you guys. Thank you, because this is your show. I feel you. Your passion, your happiness, I'm with you.
Perfect. So wonderfully said again. And thank you so much for watching us. Remember, you can always visit our website at www.flavorsofafrica.ca. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get into the delicious food that we have here. Don't touch that down. Welcome back to Flavors of Africa, your #1 spot for delicious dishes. So we're back.
Yes, we are. We are going to make turkey meatballs. And every dish we make tells a beautiful story.
That's right.
Tell the story.
Exactly right. So we actually made this dish when we were invited to Calgary's Stampede, which is the biggest outdoor show in the world.
Yes.
And it was amazing. And you know what I really love about these meatballs is that they have our secret spice. Okay, I'll let you know the secret. You can visit www.flavorsofafrica.ca to get your spices, because this here, the spice right here, it kicks up any dish. It really brings it to life.
It
and
sure
that's what
does.
makes it so delicious, and you can't really go without it. But it was really a stampede to get to these meatballs, I have to say.
That's right.
So.
Thank you, Kevin. So we have the ground turkey.
Yes.
Okay, so now we've already added all our ingredients, the garlic, and then we have the orange pepper, red onions, mushrooms, and then of course the special spices that Kevin just told you, wonderful viewers. So what I'm going to do here is the ground crackers.
Yes. So you can use the ground up crackers as an alternative to flour. We
Yes.
really prefer this, and I really recommend that you use this because it really gives the meatballs a delicious, nice texture to it.
Yes,
and
it sure
it's
does.
just a wonderful added touch.
Yes.
Love it. So we're just gonna put, I'm just gonna sprinkle just a bit.
Exactly.
More, 'cause I really love
But
it.
if you prefer to use flowers, please go ahead. No wahala. You know, we always give you wonderful viewers choices, and that's why we're called Flavors of Africa.
Yes, awesome.
You know, the only flavors in town. Yeah, so what I'm doing, I'm just rolling it. We're going to fry up the meatballs. You know why? Normally we would put them in the oven and let them just cook right there, or we just saute them. Today, so what we're going to do is we're going to fry it up. Normally we just saute it or we put it in the oven, but this time, yes, we're gonna leave a little. We're just gonna fry them up, and then we're going to put them in our wonderful orange glazed sauce.
Yes.
That's the punch that we're going to use for the meatballs. So just sit back and relax and watch us.
When you talk about living it up, what better day to do it than right now? I mean,
Exactly.
we're really celebrating something huge here.
Yes,
Flavors of
we
Africa
are,
on
we
Omni
are.
Television. You guys are letting us into your living rooms to
Yes,
share
and we say
in
thank
culture
you.
and custom.
Thank
We're
you.
excited, so thank you.
Move my hair a little bit to my right, please. It just, okay, great. It's good. It's just like, you know, it's everywhere. Okay, that's the joy of cooking too, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wash my hands. I think I've shown you how to make these wonderful turkey meatballs. Some people might say, why turkey? Because it's lean, you know? If you're watching everything you eat sometimes, well, turkey is great because it's lean. Chicken is good too. You know, if you prefer beef, hey, no wahala. You can go ahead and do it, wonderful viewers.
So now I have a question for you. So what would be your favorite dish that we've made on Flavors of Africa?
Well, I'm going to say jambalaya, but let me then say jollof rice. Okay, because the two are very well connected. So jollof rice, when I was growing up in Nigeria, and I loved it so much, and my mom said, since you love this dish, why don't I teach you how to make it? I was about 10 years old, and I said, why not? So my mom started teaching me how to make jollof rice, and then it started raining, and strangers started streaming into our living room. So as the dish was cooked, my mother took the pot and then placed it in the center of the living room. And all the strangers, everybody came in and started, you know, taking from the big pot and helping themselves. Yes. And it was amazing. And that's where I learned to connect with people through food. And I will tell you that that was an inspiration behind my cooking, because when I say that food is culture, it really is. Because eating with strangers that you have never seen in your life, and then, you know, making them your friends.
Exactly.
It was so amazing.
Wonderful. Well, if you like delicious food and you like wonderful, heartwarming stories like this one,
yes,
make sure that you don't touch that dial and you come right back, because Flavors of Africa has all that. Stay tuned. Well, welcome back to Flavors of Africa. I hope that you all have brought your appetites because we are cooking up something delicious. We have our tasty meatballs with our wonderful secret spice, which you can find at www.flavorsofafrica.ca.
Yes, and we have them all here for you. So we're gonna start frying them and just let it cook for like 3 minutes on each side. Once they are fried up, wonderful viewers, we are going to add them to our special orange sauce. I'm gonna show you how to make it because this is what makes it what it is. That gives it the punch, right? So it's just an interesting dish. Your children can take them to school, the meatballs. You can serve them as hors d'oeuvres when you have guests.
Yes.
So that's what we have here. So I'm just gonna add everything, no wahala, and also and let them cook.
And I love that you say that they're like hors d'oeuvres, or they can be hors d'oeuvres, because when I think of hors d'oeuvres, I think of something, a special event where people are connecting and introducing ourselves. And this being our first episode on Omni, what a wonderful dish to make. So
yes, it sure is. And I'm also going to say that you can also eat them with the jambalaya. So the story is coming up. Once we make the jambalaya, we are going to tell you, more stories about all the dishes that we're making. But in the meantime, we're gonna fry up the meatballs. So they are cooking already. I'm gonna let you, turn them. And then the good thing is that it doesn't take a long time to cook this. Just once you add all your ingredients and you roll them, and then you fry them up. And if you don't want to fry them for a long time, you can just let the oil, cook, touch them for about 3 minutes, and then you can add them to your oven. But today, like I already say, we're going to fry them up and we're going to eat them. We're not going to cut any corners at all. We're gonna leave a little. Don't fry this, don't fry that. Why not? We're gonna fry them, and they are crispy when they are fried, right? You want it to be so
shredded. The shredded
crackers, yeah.
I love the texture that these have.
Exactly.
The aroma is so delicious.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
The colors, the veggies.
Yes.
So perfect. These go wonderful, just as you said, with any other dish.
Oh my
God.
God.
Such a compliment. So
wow, you're such a good chef. The way you are moving them. Thank you.
This is you learn from
my mom, yes.
Something that gets passed down.
Exactly.
Things that are passed down. What about stories in Africa?
I know. You see, because this is what when you talk about stories in Africa, when I was growing up, we didn't have a television. Yes, we didn't. But after dinner, my parents will sit us down and they'll be telling us stories about, people that have made
impacted
exactly in communities, and that really, helped us. And they say, you know what, if it's not money that makes you who you are, it's your integrity, So and it resonated in me growing up, and so when I look back about the stories, it was so amazing.
Wonderful. What a wonderful way to bond. And of course, another way to bond is the delicious food that we make.
Yes.
So I hope that you do try out these recipes with your family, with your friends.
Yes.
And just let us know how it turned out.
Awesome.
Visit our YouTube channel to keep in touch with us, and we'll leave that contact information up on the screen.
We can inspire you to make them at home. Wonderful. Yeah. So we're going to start taking up a few of them. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And then we put them in the orange sauce. So while you are doing that, here is the orange tomato sauce that we made this a few minutes ago. So basically we had 2 oranges, we cut the oranges, so the juice of 3 oranges, and then we added it to the pot, and we put 3 tablespoons of organic honey. And that's all we had, and we cook it down and it becomes like glaze, right? And then we put a little bit of cinnamon to it. Wonderful viewers. If you don't have cinnamon, like I don't have cinnamon, no wahala, just make it, it will be great. So as you can see, Kevin is already bringing out the meatballs, and then we will put it in our sauce. And then we do what you know how to do best.
Eat it.
Oh, yeah. All right. So that's what it is.
Perfect. Already they just smell so
They
wonderful.
sure do. They sure do. Yeah, we don't want to overcook them because we want it to be moist inside. All right. So now that they're cooked, we're gonna shut our we call it wok. It's our wok, electric wok. So now, wonderful viewers, here comes the fun part. So now we're adding it to our
Delicious sauce.
yeah sauce. You can see how maybe we can try some. You know,
Can we?
why not? I'm gonna get you
Or I'll get
where here. Okay, take 1 spoon here. Yeah. You can just try one. We can't just cook without trying what we've cooking. Just try one.
perfect.
So we're gonna try. Go ahead, don't wait for me. I'm speechless. It's so good. It's really so good. And it's gonna go well with our
So good.
dish.
So good. Well, what better way to welcome in the first episode?
Exactly. Other than delicious meatballs.
Yes.
And we have more coming. We're gonna make the jambalaya, and we're going to tell you the story of jambalaya, and we're going to connect it to jollof rice,
Yes.
as we
In
already
Africa.
mentioned. So
Yeah, that's right. Well, all of that is coming up and more on Flavors of Africa. Welcome back to Flavors of Africa. Now, I love jollof rice, but I especially love jambalaya rice, especially when we make it here on the show.
yes, and that's what we're going to make. We have the olive oil. You need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. To that, we're going to add some ingredients, and Kevin is going to add the onions. Here is the spoon. Yeah, just go ahead, be generous. Okay, so the next ingredient we are going to add is the chopped up tomatoes. So, you know, yeah, 2 hands are better than one. So just let's add them. So you're gonna be mixing it. Well, give me the spoon while you're mixing. I will be adding. And the interesting story I was going to tell you, wonderful viewers, is that jambalaya was inspired by jollof rice. You know, many years ago, Jambalaya, who was from West Africa, was transported to America during the slave trade. His dream was to cook jollof rice. So, to be a chef, actually. So, but he didn't have the chance to do it in West Africa because he was enslaved. So, during the time he was enslaved, he started dreaming about having his own restaurant. Lo and behold, during the end of slave trade, he was able to have his own restaurant. So I'm going to add the mushrooms. So you can see we've added all the ingredients. So we are going to cook it down. So after it's cooked down for about 5 minutes, we will add the tomato paste. I haven't forgotten the story because, you know, it's a very inspirational story, the story of Jambalaya and Jambalaya. So I'm going to add the tomato paste. So while you are mixing that, I'm going to add our special spice. It goes with everything we make here on Flavors of Africa.
And remember, it's www.flavorsofafrica.ca if you want to get a hold of this delicious spice. It's really the secret ingredient to all of the wonderful meals that we make.
It sure is, and a little bit of salt, not too much salt. So anyway, as I was telling you, wonderful viewers, after the slave trade, Jambalaya was able to have a restaurant. He was working in a beautiful restaurant. So one night, a guest came in very late and he was very hungry. So the owner of the inn said to Jambalaya, Jambalaya, you know how you make all these beautiful dishes. Can you please help our guest who is very hungry? So he went into the fridge and took bits and pieces of whatever he could find and made a very beautiful dish. So I'm going to add some rice. We have about 3 cups of rice here. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to, fry it down. We don't need to put everything, but just let's start with this. So, and Jambalaya went in and made this beautiful dish. So the guest ate the dish and was so happy. And then he turned to Jambalaya. He said, "What's your name, sir?" He said, "Oh, my name is Jambalaya." And he said, "From this day forward, this dish will be called Jambalaya." But remember that he made a dish of jollof rice. And then the guy said, "This dish will be called Jambalaya." Over time, the dish became Jambalaya. So now you know the story of jollof rice and Jambalaya. So whenever you are making it, don't forget that it originated from West Africa. So that's the story.
And that's a wonderful story, and it's inspirational.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to just mix this more to the bottom.
Yeah.
But I kind of have other debates with my African brothers and sisters about which dish I prefer more. And personally, I love the jambalaya more.
Yes, jambalaya, because of the special spices that we use. And that gives it the punch, okay? And we have coconut milk. And that's another secret to our jambalaya. So I'm going to add just a little bit, about 1/4 of a cup. And then to that, we're going to add a little bit of garlic. So garlic, the reason why we're putting it at the very last minute is because we don't want it to burn. So I'm going to get some water, wonderful viewers. Warm water, about 2 cups. You can always gauge it. In African cooking, we don't measure anything. You just add everything, no wahala. So that's good enough. And then we're going to bring it to a boil, and then we lower the heat. So I am going to cover it off. So thank you so much, Kevin. So we're going to let it cook. It's going to take about 30 minutes to cook down this dish. So once it's cooked, wonderful viewers, we're going to assemble our dishes, and we're going to pretend that we are in our kitchen and we are eating together.
Welcome back. We've cooked a lot of amazing things here. We have our signature delicious jambalaya dish garnished with beautiful greens. Of course, no African dish would be complete without some healthy vegetables on the side here, and we have those for you. Some wonderful green beans. Adding to that, we have our delicious glazed turkey meatballs, which are glazed in a delicious orange tomato sauce. So for all your recipe needs, you can visit flavorsofafrica.ca. We'll have that up for you on the screen, but looks so delicious. Can't wait to dig in.
Yes, me neither. And thank you so much for watching Flavors of Africa.
Until next time, goodbye.